This code sample includes an array of students for object instantiated from the class student. In the class student, we defined the compare_to function. The compare_to function is a function we can invoke on a specific object that was instantiated from the class student and pass over the reference for another object instantiated from student. So actually, compare_to is a function we can invoke on one student in order to compare it to another. Basically, we can use this function in order to compare two students. Now, if you take a look on top, you can find an invocation for the static sort method that was defined in arrays. This function, if you check the API, expects to get an array of objects. In our case is an array of students, and the second argument is a reference for comparator object. And comparator, if you check the API, is an interface that includes the definition for a function that we can use in order to compare two objects. Just imagine that here we should pass over a function we can use to compare two students. Now, instead of passing over a function that we can use to compare two students, I pass over the instance method compare_to defined in student, which can be used to compare two students. So that indirectly, the function sort, a static function within arrays, a function that has two parameters. Indirectly, the second parameter is assigned with a comparator object, or to be more precise, the second parameter of sort is assigned with a reference for an object, a comparator object, an object on which we can invoke the function compare, and that function, the function that indirectly it is possible to invoke again and again in order to compare each time to other students, that function, the implementation for that function passed over, includes the use of compare_to function, a function which is an instance method defined in student. So actually over here we refer a specific instance method in class student. Its name is compare_to, and we do not refer that function in the context of a specific student object, so that indirectly the implementation for compare, the function we can find underneath defined within the class, which is instantiated, and the reference for the new object is passed over as a second argument. The implementation for compare includes the use of the compare_to instance method in class student in order to compare two student objects. So actually you can find here a code sample that shows that as of Java 8 we can pass over an instance method defined within a specific class without specifying a specific object that was instantiated from the student class in this case, and indirectly that method we pass over will be used in the implementation for in this case, the compare method that was defined in the interface comparator. Let's execute. Here it is. It works just fine.